Welcome everybody, welcome to another video. In this video we will be assessing Chronic Killer's an issue with his model that he made after watching my first tutorial. Now this is his model. I have not modeled anything of it yet. I will change it though, so he gets all the credit for it. I will leave a link to his channel below, so you can go and check out his stuff, and he maybe even uploads it when it's done, which would be great. I would love to see that. Now, I decided to make a video out of this. He asked for some help, and I decided to make a video so that people can see how to fix these issues. And it also lets you see what happens when something goes wrong, because when you're sitting there modeling and you've never tried to fix this before, let's say you just watched my tutorial, then it can be really hard to just grasp what went wrong, especially when you're making your own design like Chronic Killer did here. He has a slim blade. It's more of a realistic axe in my eyes compared to the one that I made in the tutorial, which was more of a fantasy axe, big and bulky. This would be more practical. Now, he sent me a list with some problems that he's been having with the triangle production and getting his edge flow correctly. He also sent me an issue regarding this line right here and this line right here, and I can just tell you right now, Chronic, that is not an issue. Yes, it will show up in your render. This is due to the lighting and the smoothing on your model. The lighting in the scene. You see, this just the standard 3ds Max modeling lighting. There's no lighting in the scene basically whatsoever. It's just the default lights. So that will be fixed. Don't worry about lines like this. These are just the underlying lines of your polygons. You see, every quad is made out of two triangles, as you can see. Here and here. And this is sort of an underlying line that is just invisible to your process. But it's there. You don't need to edit it. You can create models that show the underlying diagonal lines, but I've never met anybody that works with it because you cannot turbo smooth well when you have the underlying lines. As you can see here up in the corner, let's pull that out. It says that the model, this model right here, has 173 polygons, and it's got 358 triangles. Now, that's one way of seeing if that all the polygons are being split evenly. Now, they're not, because 373 times 2 is not 300. No, 172 times 73 times 2 is not 358. And that is because he has some triangles. He's got a pentagon. It may look like a square, but here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 corners. We're going to be fixing that, and let's hope he gets satisfied with my fixing of his model. I'm going to try to preserve his shape as much as possible, but I'll probably take some liberties. First off, we're going to start with the edge flow, and I'm going to delete these polygons because they sort of get in my way. Now it seems like my recorder is making me have some issues with the shader, annoyingly enough. Whatever, we can live with it, I think. Yeah, sure we can. Now, we don't want this to be a quad. This is actually an easy fix, but it also creates another issue, that this right here is a triangle. And if we fix it, this will become the triangle. So it's sort of a never-ending process. Now, the easiest way to fix this would be to just remove that, control backspace, remove that, control backspace, and remove the one on the bottom. Now, this is not a complete fix. As you can see, this has become the pentagon. So we're just going to add an extra edge line here. And you may see that these are all over the place now. These lines. And don't worry about them. It's just a shader trying to approximate. If you were doing a soft surface model, they will actually help. So we're just gonna connect these right here. And we're going to make a test render. So now I'm just removing edges that I don't see fit the model, just so that I can symmetry it and start fixing all the triangles. You see here it creates triangles, which I will be fixing. Oh, open the help. Okay, that's I think it's looking better now. Now we have another quad here that's been split into a pentagon, and this line is sort of required to retain the shape of this curve. So what I'm going to do here is basically add another section to his model. Right through the center. And connect it right up. So. I'm gonna take a look in the other window. Curve it a little bit. Like so. And then kind of even out the edges a little bit. Okay, good. So now I'm going to add symmetry to it to get a symmetrical model. Let's just find out where the pivot is. It's not centered. Center it to the object. Reset the X form. Convert it to an editable poly. Set up a symmetry modifier. Find the correct axis, which is Y. And which do we want? Well, we want this one. So we flip it. Oh, don't convert it to a mesh. That will create issues. So make it a little bit more curved. So let's make another test render. A lot of these coming up. It's because of the shape, really. The shape here is that these aren't level, as you can see. We got like edges sticking up and all that. We can fix a lot of that. It's easy fix. So I'm not 100% sure what shape he wants with this, but I'm just gonna guess and leave it to him to fix the rest, because that's how you learn. Wrong axis, definitely wrong axis. There, the Z axis. Made it clear. Actually, I want this in there as well, Z axis. And I want to flatten these out on the Z axis. Now that should help a little bit. Let's take a look. See, yeah, it helps a little bit. Now, this right here is not something that I recommend, because that will create that line automatically. This edge here. Sharpening along the outside, as you can see. If I were to make this part, I would kind of use this as the graphic point, but I'm not quite sure. You see, I don't see that turbo smoothing too well. It will become just a curved shape. And trying to think of a solution. Perhaps something like this would be more. Yeah, now he's gonna get an edge there, no matter what. If he wants to be sharp, he can have it be sharp. I'm gonna go back and just have it be the way he wanted it. I'm not sure if that's how he intended it to be. It's okay if it's like that. I just have to draw some support edges. Now, to solve this issue right here, it's basically, it's an easy matter, or it's a matter of topology. Really, it's not hard. When you have a triangle, you just add another corner, like so. Now they're all squares. We got some extra topology right here. Maybe we'll use it, maybe we won't. I don't know. I'm not quite certain what he wants with this area. I'm gonna take a look at this in turbo smoothing. Maybe not for this video, I'm not sure if I have time, but So I want to symmetry this again to the bottom, because there's that missing line. I could just add it. Nah, I'm gonna symmetry it. Oh, excuse me. Had to epic sneeze right there. Let's see. Symmetry z-axis. That is the correct. Check this thin edge right here. This is where the issues arise. No, that's great. Convert to editable poly. And we're going to add the Turbosmooth modifier to see which issues remain. Turn on isoline display. Here's an issue. Seems to be it. Now this is an issue with the symmetry. This issue just comes with the symmetry. This is not chronic killers that made that issue. It was actually me. So I think it's gonna be an easy fix. We just weld it up, and it should be okay. Okay, so let's go back out. Yeah, well, I'm not quite sure about that. Go out of isoline display. Yeah, you see that? Definitely didn't get completely fixed on that side. So what's up here is that there is a hole in the mesh. I'm going to just delete this, delete that, and to edge mode, select the edges surrounding the problem, bridge it, ring, and connect it down the center. Select the two vertices in the center there, weld them up, check the Turbosmooth. Looks great. Looks great. Remove the Turbosmooth, add a symmetry modifier, y-axis, flip it, convert it to an editable polygon, check the Turbosmooth again, I'll cancel that. As you can see here, it just curves out. If he wants that, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how tight he wants all of this. I'm gonna Turbosmooth it the way I would Turbosmooth it, so that he can have sort of an example to go after. But yeah, that seems to have fixed all the issues. Now let's go into the Turbosmoothing part. This shouldn't be too hard. It's a simple mesh. Let's see here, just connect all of these twice. Spread them out, sort of. It's just annoying that the shader is bugging out here. It's probably because of the recording. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking okay. I see some smoothing issues that will come around right here. Just predict them, basically, because of this sharp edge. Now we can avoid them by just leaving it like this, having a sort of a soft overlap. Yeah, but I think that's up to the modeler to choose that himself. So I guess I've shown you how to fix your issues, and I will be sending this model back to Mr. Chronic Killers, that so honorably asked for a little help. He was humble and said, "Oh, could you help me?" And I said yes, because issues like this can be really hard to just figure out on yourself if you've never done polygon modeling before. So I think the result turned out quite great. If this wasn't what you were looking for, just send me a PM again, and I'll take a look at your issue. We're gonna have to do some renders here in order to check for turbo smoothing issues. It seems to be very dark on that side for some reason. I'm going to go out of turbo smoothing, and I'm going to add a smooth, auto smooth. Check the other smooth, that smooth all the edges that we want and don't smooth anything we don't want. As you can see, the auto smooth gets rid of that underlying edge that you were worried about. Just convert it to an editable polygon. Go to Turbosmooth again. Add an iteration, isoline display. Render again. See this dark spot. It's probably something to do with the lighting. We can just add a add a simple daylight as a test. Add a mental ray daylight, and I'm gonna set the manual positioning on this. This is like the quickest way. Now press F10, we go into the renderer, and we're gonna have to go down here to assign renderer, click the button next to where it says default scanline renderer, click. Well, I guess I gotta set it to that. Don't do this. This is how he had it. He set it to default scanline renderer. I don't know if he's just used to that or he's never changed it before, but click the selection render button, choose mental ray, click OK, because the daylight system won't work without mental ray. As you can see, the shading issue is not there anymore. We are satisfied with our result. Let's look at it from another angle. It looks great. So thank you again for watching. Please leave a comment if you have any issues with either of the tutorials or any questions with any of our videos. Just send me a message, send me a comment, leave me a video response, anything. I'm here to help. Some of you may wonder, why in the world are you doing this? Well, the 3D community and the YouTube community have given me so much, and I want to give back. I want to, you know, pay it forward. So that being said, go check out Chronic Killer's channel, and see you next time with the next video, which will probably be covering how to light and render an interior scene.